All right, what's going on, everybody? This is Chris Classic dropping an update and an explanation to why the show was canceled. Before I go on, hold on, my baby with me. She cranky. You okay, mama? Let me see. Let me see. Oh, I'm about to go live, mama. Hold on, mama. All right, you gotta blow your nose. Give me 1 second, guys. All right, sorry about that. My baby is a little bit under the weather. So if I dip out, just know that I'm trying to check on her. Um see, because she wanna cry as soon as live comes on. But all right, let's get to it real quick. I'm gonna try not to be here long. I'm a little bummed out about everything, but I will give the details and everything. But before I want to do the promo work for everything else that's going on. July 23rd, we have Runaway Train in Appleton, Wisconsin. Once again, July 23rd. I'm going against Kodiak. This was a guy that interfered in my match against Smash, and that's unfinished business in itself. I didn't put it on the card yet. I mean, I didn't put the flyer on the promo thing yet, but make sure you tune into that. Also, this Sunday, I was with Heels for Life Wrestling Podcast. It was a great show. Shout out to Chris. Shout out to everyone else that was a part of it. We were talking for a good 2 hours or whatnot about random wrestling things. You know, like I said, I don't listen to a lot of promos. I don't listen a lot of podcasts. I'm sorry. I don't listen to a lot of podcasts wrestling wise because sometimes it's one-sided and sometimes people's ideas I don't agree with. But okay, make sure you follow on YouTube Yellow Pill Coffee Company. Shout out to Yellow. He was supposed to be the host for the show, but unfortunately we will not have the show. So we are talking about my show, well, our show, Kangdom Come, being canceled. Now, I'm going to give a backstory. I'm going to my Facebook so I can read the comments, but we're going to talk about this. All right, let me get this out the way. See, I told you. Look at my baby tired. I'm tired too, baby. I'm tired of them playing me like that. But okay, see, my setup is not that good. But okay, as you guys know, Kingdom Come was actually supposed to happen September 18th of 2021. But what happened was I had got canceled again. Ironically and coincidentally, it happens the same time. Like you know my setup is not good because my stuff is not good. Okay. Now, with Kingdom Come the first time, September 18th, 2021, I was notified Monday uh, that I needed to have EMTs on the show. This was at the Gene Shepherd Community Center. So everybody knows this is what I do for I've been doing this since 2019. Yeah, shout out to you, David. I'm gonna talk to you later as well, brother. Anyway, so they called me on Monday, the Monday of the show, the week of the show, and they told me that I would have to cancel or postpone because I needed to have EMTs. This was 2021. I want you guys to remember that. So this was 2021. So my thing was I've always had everything prepared. We have always planned ahead, me and my wife. My wife is a nurse. She's certified. Her mother's a nurse, certified. We have wrestlers that are certified trainers and everything like that who have helped each other or themselves with certain injuries and stuff like that. Even when COVID happened, we had temp checks and stuff, and we did social distance and stuff like that. We've always wanted to make sure that C3 Ultimate Wrestling was a professional company with permits, with all our paperwork. We've always been on that because we wanted to make sure that our stuff is legit. We didn't want to cut corners. We didn't want to cheat. We didn't step on toes. We have people's money. We have people's paperwork. We have people's money in envelopes before the show even happens. It's none of that. Oh, the gate was low. No excuses. If we told you we were going to pay you, you're going to be paid. We've also had all our shows we've charged unless we've given back to kids who had great grades or for unsung heroes. We've always gave. Unsung Heroes was free for kids, and they got free backpacks full of school supplies, getting them ready for school. So we've always given back. We've always did everything right. And even after the show, I always call and say, are there any complaints or anything like that? Because some people do wrestling the wrong way and the negative way, and it stains the wrestling business. But we've always wanted it to be top notch. Shout out, man. I'm so upset. So that was the first time where the show got canceled, when Kangdom Come got canceled. I got bummed out. I didn't want to book for a long time. You get what I'm saying? Because I put so much effort in it, time and money. My wife, and this is what pisses me off more, is that my wife, and it's our company, but I just hate that my wife put so much money into it with EDDM, with mailing flyers, and we buy sponsorships on Facebook. We do a whole bunch of things. We go a whole bunch of websites. We put everything out because we want this to be family friendly entertainment. And that's one thing that we strive for, because I don't think a lot of stuff that's on TV, a lot of things that are shown to kids are appropriate for kids and their age and stuff like that. So we've always done that. Shout out to Jamie. What's going on, brother? So we've always done that. So we were sitting there, we were upset about the EMT thing because the manager, he talked to me and he said he was going to try to talk to the EMT people and see if that was okay, because we had more than enough people that can actually help people and minister people. Now, this is funny because my daughter is snoring. So hopefully we're going to power through the snore. I don't want her to get up because she'll get up in 5 minutes after I pick her up. But anyway, so he called me and he said that I would have to cancel the show. Like, that show is people who are in the chat who knew that were booked for the show, they know how hard I tried to do the show. At one point, we almost had it in our backyard, but we just couldn't because it had been too many people in our backyard and stuff like that. And COVID still a thing and everything like that. And I don't want people around the house, but I just wanted to bring that entertainment because this is something that I promised. And I feel like when shows are canceled, even if they're beyond my control, I feel like it's you just don't want to be unreliable. My reputation, our reputation, my name is on that. I want nobody to lie on my name about anything. So that was beyond our control, unfortunately, about the show. So me and my wife, we talked, and then we were like, we should try to do another show or whatever before we try to do our own thing, which I will talk about as well. And I was like, I don't know, and I was skeptical on Gene. I was skeptical on them and stuff like that because I didn't like what happened. But I was like, you know what? They've done right to us before and stuff like that. So maybe this was just a misunderstanding about with the EMTs and stuff. Maybe, I just think that it was ironic that they had a board meeting the weekend before. And matter of fact, we're going back. We're gonna spin the block back on that. The issue that I had with them about canceling that show is that y'all should have try to do something for me or something. Y'all, so I felt they could have stuck up for me or something, or they could have gave me a number for somebody to talk to about the EMT situation. It's ironic that the reason why I couldn't even get EMTs because they were already booked for a MMA event that happened that same weekend that was at the Hammond Civic Center. So I couldn't get EMTs even if I wanted to. But he tried to make it seem like I had an opportunity to still run if I had my people who are certified. But they had a show. So apparently they probably didn't want what I had to take away from them. I don't know. But as a wrestler and as a promoter and as a businessman, we know these kind of things happen to where sometimes other companies and stuff don't want their fans or the people to come away from them for another event because some people aren't going to come back to certain things. I don't know, but I thought that was just real weird because I'm sure my show was booked before their show, period. I know it was because my stuff is months down the line, but I should have had first dibs on the EMTs instead of the MMA people. But going back into it, so we decide we're going to do Kingdom Come June 18th, 2022. Excuse me as I'm fixing my mic. Oh, my kids. Anyway, so we do Kingdom Come. We try to do it again. Now, you guys know that is named after Miles Mercer, and I try to do a thing to where I name shows after wrestlers and stuff like that. And it was just a way of an appreciation to him because what he has done for the company. And there's other wrestlers too. See Red, Larkin, all of those guys that do a lot of stuff. So this is one of my ways that I show appreciation. So the fact that it's the second show with that same name and it's canceled, I truly dislike that and I don't like that. But we decided we're going to do it again. We talked to him. We talked to the manager. Hammond is notoriously bad for supporting black business. Shout out to you, Josh. No problem, C-Red. Shout out to you, Josh. So I don't want to speak much on that Hammond thing, but I'm just saying it's just a lot of coincidences, Josh. Shout out to you, bro. Going into it. She is snoring. She is really sawing logs. But anyway, going into it, we were like, okay, we're going to try it again. We talked to the manager. He told me the rate of the EMTs, and it was a decent price. So I was like, okay, well, I will do that. Usually, I have my permit and I have my insurance with me, just in case anybody wants to ask. I had a meeting with this man. When I started, I think it was Guys versus Gals, I believe. Before I had Guys versus Gals, it was under new management. Gene Shepard was. And I sat and I talked to him, and he said, you have to have your permit, your full permit. You have to have your insurance. And I clearly told him, I said, I always have it with me. I have it with me in the cash box, just in case anybody needs it. He says, okay, this is what happens. So I'm getting a call. I got a call today, but he was trying to call me yesterday. Usually they call me the week of, so they ask me for setup for chairs and stuff like that, right? So that's what I thought he was calling me for. But this one was odd today. He called me at 8. He called me at a little bit before 7. They open at 9. So he say, hey, how's it going? Blah, 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 blah. We do all of that. So then he says, there were 2 issues. He said that I did not send the insurance to them because the insurance was supposed to be sent 2 weeks before the show. Mind you, I always pay the back end of the deposit 2 weeks before the show. Well, you're supposed to, but I did it before because we went on vacation. And they've always been vocal on if I needed something or I needed to pay something else or if there was something. I got no call. And I told him, I was like, I can get you the insurance today. I can send it to you, no problem, or anything like that. I'm not a shyster or anything like that. Was a little upset because y'all took my deposit. Y'all didn't call me even the 2 week ahead of time. There's always a contact. About that. So I told him, I was like, this is what I've been told that was fine because we've been doing this since 2019 at the Gene Shepard Community Center. And then he was like, oh, okay, well, the reason why basically he's there and the other guy got fired was because he wasn't doing everything right. But in my mind, rightfully so, he obviously did something right for me. If he was calling, well, he didn't even call me. He had the the people that were working there, or they knew to call. There were no calls. So that's why I feel like this is somewhat of a sabotage. And he was saying like, well, the insurance deposit, it was supposed to be, it's on the contract that it is supposed to be 2 weeks ahead of time. Now, I will say this, I'm going to be accountable for that because I usually read the contract. I read every part of that contract except the end. I hate that because I do feel like this is something that could have been resolved. And who wants money to be taken away? So that's another issue in itself. You get what I'm saying? Because I would have paid that. Rich says different people telling you different things. Yes, and I feel like that because I had no problem paying the insurance. Even now, like if I didn't have it, I would have let them know or something. I would have canceled the show because if I didn't have that, I didn't have the money for the wrestlers that's going to come out here and wrestle and stuff like that. But then to me, it's always two things with this, right? Like last year, it was I needed EMTs. Then I said I have EMT certified people. Then you call and say, no, it has to be from Hammond. And mind you, I would have to pay these people out of my pocket as well. So that's more money that's going into the city of Hammond. I'm just saying. So then he also said another issue was that he saw my flyer for the show and he saw that I'm charging. And he said that that's another issue because the contract that he gave me is for not charging. Now, I'm going to show you guys something, right? These are from previous shows. Now, I'm going to tell you the show where he came into the picture. So he knows that I charge people. Okay, this is Highway to Sell, right? You see, as you can see at the bottom, I have prices. My first show, it's a little blurry. I'm sorry about that. My first show, press start. It has prices. It has like these. I've been doing this. Prices, Ranger Zone. I've had prices and things like this. He came around where this is the wrong one. I'm sorry about that. I was trying to hurry up and be done. But guys versus gals, people who are there, they know that I charged. They were charged there. They were getting charged. Unsung Heroes, like. These were shows that I've always charged. And even when he came into the picture, there were charged. Even the show Kangdom Come, the one that got canceled the first time in September, there was a thing that said that people were getting charged. So now stuff changed and you didn't tell me. So I feel like you left me out in the dark for either two things. Maybe something else is coming up. Maybe I have another contact sport that's working with the city of Hammond, Indiana. I don't know, but I'm just thinking that it's just a little odd that you come at me the week of the show. Like maybe even if you said something last week or something, so I could have told people, hey, if you got other bookings or something like that, please take those because they're not. But you giving me the week of the show to tell me I don't have certain paperwork that I can actually send to you, and I can also mail to the park president and stuff like that. This is the issue that I'm having, right? This ain't gonna affect y'all. This ain't gonna affect Gene that much because people want to have parties. People are gonna have graduations. People are gonna have games. People are gonna do a whole bunch of stuff. So it's not gonna affect them. That little money that I paid to have to try to do a show, that's not gonna affect them. But the thing is, it affects me. It affects my wife. It affects my business. Now, you have a lot of shows, a lot of people who cancel shows just for the hell of it. I fought for this show, just like I fought for the other one. When he told me that there were going to be issues because I was going to charge people at the show, your flyers did look amazing. Shout out to you, Mark. Rich says Hammond thinks they're slick. Now, when they told me that it was going to be an issue about running a show and charging, I was going to do a free show. I said, okay, well, can we do it for free? We had people coming from all kind of spots from states and stuff. We had family and friends coming. We had stuff. We were going to have a free show, and we were going to pay our wrestlers for coming to this show. Now, loss of pocket, understand, but we've promoted this show. We said this show was going to happen, and now he was saying we could do that, but he had to call them to make sure that we can do the show because of the insurance situation. And then he called and said that we couldn't do it. And he said we can postpone it or we can cancel it. And I was like, we're going to cancel. Why would I postpone something when you're going to tell me it's going to be something else? And he was sitting, he apologized. That's the worst part. He apologized, and he was trying to tell me that when we sat down, he said ABCD, and I said yes, I remember that, and I told you when we get the insurance that we have it in our thing. When we have our permits, we have it in our thing. If he would have told me then and there, because I remember, because I always try to make sure I'm professional, that if you would have told me that, I would have had everything. I would have sent it to you. I would have faxed it to you. I would have dropped it off. Gene Shepherd is not that far from my house. The only thing I take accountability in was the fact that I didn't read the thing about the insurance. But that was an easy fix. It was a quick and easy fix. And I felt that, I don't know if something is coming up. I don't know if our things is coming so big, because our crowd was once again growing big. And then all of a sudden we needed EMTs. And then now it's another thing, because there's no way that contract is the same contract that I've been signing. And I understand you can have new management, you can have new things. But then when you are the manager and you tell me we like having you and we have fun and the crew loves you and they think you do a great job and you're very nice. When you tell me all of this stuff, and then you turn around and then I got to turn around with egg on my face. My wife has to turn around with egg on my face. That is the problem. It's an issue. It's an issue. I had the stuff ready. I always have the stuff ready. This messes up my reputation. This messes up. Yeah, John's finding out. Yeah, the show, our show, Kangdom Come, they canceled this one again. The same show that was supposed to happen last year in September, they canceled it. I tried to fight it. I tried to have a free show. They wasn't hearing it. So this is what they scared the C3 crowd. LOL. See, this is the thing. And a lot of wrestlers and even fans and even bookers, they know what it is. Sometimes with wrestling, you're going to get everybody's attention. Well, whatever you do, you're going to get people's attention. Kids love wrestling most of the time. And sometimes that'll get people's attention. I've been to a church, they had like a church outing party or whatever, and we had a wrestling show, and they had face paint, and they had a whole bunch of stuff. Nobody cared about that stuff except the wrestling. So they were supposed to have a show for about an hour out there. They cut that to 20 minutes because everybody wanted to see wrestling. And that's what I try to do. And that's the thing. I'm trying to do shows in East Chicago, where I live, trying to do shows in East Chicago, and I'm getting a lot of pushback. It's either they're not answering or they don't understand what we're trying to do. I also know that some say they're scared about their floor. And I always say that we have protection on your floor. We can get the insurance. We can get the stuff covered. We all say that. We say all of this stuff. But the thing is, I'm trying not to say it, but I'm being nice. Sometimes people want to make more money off of what you put in, if that makes sense. You put in and then they get the most money and stuff like that. So that's just the thing. But I'm not giving up. I have a lot of people who work with me and I believe in them. And I just ask that you guys and everybody else believe in me. This is frustrating. Pray for me because I want to say a lot of stuff, but I can't say a lot of stuff. You get what I'm saying? We work so hard, to do something right. You call businesses. Hey, what do you need? Is there anything else you need? You try to check with companies to make sure everything is on the table so there's no miscommunication. And then all of a sudden something comes up. And then now, the check-in calls don't happen and all of that stuff. The money, it'll take 3 to 4 weeks for me to even get my money back. So that's another thing that kind of ticks me off about it. But a lot of people see that, East Chicago is going to do some festival work. So I'm going to try to look into that, and I'm going to try to do a show out there. And I know that fans will going to eat and they're going to look at that. So hopefully we'll do that. I want to say Hammond, but I don't. Like at this point, I don't want to work with Hammond. Maybe in the future, like I said, I've met some wonderful people there. Shout out to Lorenzo. I've met shout out to Zach. I've met some wonderful people there and stuff like that. And maybe in the future, it has to be done a little bit better. Stuff has to be handled. And I understand people want to make money and stuff like that. And I'm understand. I'll pay you what I need to pay. But then when I make my own, that's one thing. That thing with the payment and me charging people for shows, Like I asked them at first, what are we going to do with that? And that's always that rate that I used to pay for the show. That's always been the same rate. I've never had pushback. I talked to the manager for this show coming up this weekend about this contract. So you knew what the game was. It wasn't like I just snuck it that I'm a charge. I wasn't sneaking it. I invite the crew that works at the building to come to the show and get a food, get something to drink, sit up. I do this. I got wrestlers that'll say that. They tell you that. They say, okay, well, Chris does this. He's a nice person and stuff like that. And that's not in the brag. I just know that these people working on a Saturday. Don't nobody want to work on no Saturday. You know what I'm saying? So sorry to hear. Was looking forward to seeing everyone. Still love you guys. I love you too. I love you too. And I'm so proud of your son. He's doing great, and I'm going to continue to pray for him and continue to pray for a lot of these wrestlers that's out here trying to make a name for themselves. God bless. I think for next year we should look into doing some crowdfunding as well for an event. That sounds like a good idea, but I think that we can straight get it out the mud, David. I think we can do it. We can do it out the mud. So, like I said, I'm not gonna let. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. This is gonna bother me for a while. That's why I say pray for me. This is gonna bother me for a while, y'all, because we worked so hard. My wife paid so much money and stuff like that. We paid this stuff and we're doing this stuff. And we wasn't even worrying about breaking even, to be honest with y'all. We was worrying about having an entertaining show. We invited our friends and family. I had people come in that wanted to see the show. So, it wasn't even about breaking even. We just wanted to do something that we were supposed to do in September. And then now we can't even do it in June. Jamie says that part that gets me is people that are there not for C3 will come over to your side and watch the show and not pay a dime. And that's another thing. I didn't even give pushback about people not coming in. And that goes back to it. He said that if I was charging people, then that meant that I would have to rent the whole gym. And I couldn't even rent the whole gym. That's what he said. So what does that tell y'all? That was another factor. Shout out to Jamie. That just made me remind. He said that I would have to rent the whole gym. I've always rented Gym 3, which is by the garage, because it was so easy for us to take the ring in and set up and take it down and go whatever. But then all of a sudden, now I need to rent the whole gym. That's more money for y'all. But then y'all didn't even want that because I guess somebody else rented something. Like, when did this stuff change? It wasn't even, that part wasn't even in the contract. David says, I agree with Jamie. We had other people that were there having parties or whatever come over and just watch. And I wouldn't charge them. I would try to even sing happy birthday or something like that. And I would try to talk to these people and stuff like that. I would always try to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't upset. Kids playing basketball would stop and stand to the side or whatever like that. That's the future right there. Maybe they want to be a wrestler or something like that. Why would I push them back from something that they might want to do? Or maybe that's getting them out of trouble or something like that. That's why this bothers me. It bothers me so much because I don't like lying. I'm a man of my word. When you're born with sound. So you say something. This is something that belongs to you. And if you messes that up, it'd be hard for people to remember, to realize if you're real or not. House says, sorry for your show got canceled, brother. Cancellations happen. It's just when you can try to prevent them is what irritates me. And this is what irritates me about the thing. But like I said, shout out to everybody that's looking, that's watching and stuff like that. I appreciate you guys. But, we're going to move forward. We're not going to Gene anymore. I'm thankful for what we did at Gene Shepherd. There's not a lot of companies out here, honestly, that let people do wrestling shows and stuff. For the previous management, I know that they got fired or whatever, but it was a lot easier. It was a lot smoother. There was a contact. They would call me. They would ask me. Shout out to them. This new management probably need to work. Need a little work. And honestly, in my opinion, it is what it is. You can act like you can help me, but then, don't do that. But this is what we're doing. I'm contacting other venues around the area. I have my brother Arthur. Shout out to him. He's telling me spots. Jamie's telling me spots. So we're trying to figure out what is going to work for us. You get what I'm saying? With time, location, and everything like that. With Gene, we were doing early shows, and that worked out for a lot of guys and gals because they had other shows that they had to commit to and stuff like that. Even Cassidy, shout out to him. He had a show. That's why we were going to rock the house the first match because he had stuff that he had to do. But in the meantime, this is what we're doing. Besides the July show, talk to my wife. We're trying to do something. We're trying to do things. We're trying to do new things. If you want to screenshot this, if you want to take a picture, but this is what we're trying to do now. We have our own ring. We're official. So, if you know anybody that wants to do a birthday party and stuff like that, if you know a block party, a school event, we want to try to help kids with school and stuff like that, teach them the right stuff. Birthday parties, block parties, y'all got conventions or anything, or even if you want to sponsor us, this is what you can do for us. This is what we can do for you. You see my number is at the bottom. You see my email, chris425@AOL. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube and the website. So this is also on the website if it's too small for you guys to see, because I can understand, because I'm looking like I might need some reading glasses too. So this is what we're going to do. We want to, right now, we want to build. We're going to build, and we might do something on our own accord, because besides, if it's a venue, we'll have us and we do everything the right way. We do want to do our own thing. But if you have any kids or anybody that want to do anything wrestling involved, let us know through the chat, through my Facebook, through my YouTube, through the email, chris425, through my phone number. We got to push forward. We got to push forward. I can let this situation hold me down and mess me up, or I can let it make me stronger like an ankle weight. Me and my wife, and this is a situation that's going to make us stronger. We're going to overcome it, and we're still going to give back, and we're still going to help, because that was the main thing that really upset me, was that with our shows, we don't charge a lot. We don't charge a lot even for shirts. I was going to sell $10 shirts because we had a stock of it. We were just really giving back. But unfortunately, it's not happening. I wish I can fix it. I wish I could stop it, but I can't. Like I said, this is the second show that was canceled at the same spot with the same name. Your name is very important. Your company is very important. I've seen companies really just shut down because cancellations and stuff. And, like I said, this really does suck. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. Like, I'm really bummed out by this because of so many people that was anticipating the show. Look at the media thing we just did. We just did the media coverage, and it was dope. And it's just like, now we just got to postpone. We got to push it back. And it's not going to be in Hammond for right now. It's just not. It's just not. Hopefully stuff changes, what goes around comes around. So whoever, I don't know if it was just straight him. I don't know if it was the park people. I don't know. But what you did, you're going to get that back tenfold. That's biblical too. So definitely got to watch how you talk to people, how you treat people, and how you give people the runaround. I don't play about my stuff. I don't play about my God. I don't play about my business. I don't play about my family. And I feel like this is, you messing with all of them. You really are, because when I even say family, I'm not talking about my daughter and my sons and my wife. I'm talking about all those wrestlers that were looking forward to the show and was going to be hooked up. They were going to be hooked up. They were, everything and stuff like that, man. Some people just can't wait. I had one of my homies, I'm not going to say his name. He was saying he was excited for the show. He couldn't wait to get back and do a whole bunch of stuff. And then now I got to turn around and say, oh, it's not going to happen. These are the things in wrestling that can be very painful sometimes, man. It can really be very painful, Like I said, I shout out to everybody that's listening to me, because some of us been there before. Even if you are just a wrestler, you were looking forward to a show, it's going to be a crazy crowd, and all of a sudden something happened. You're hearing all this scam stuff with another wrestler and all of that stuff. And I'm like, hey, man, I was about to do a free show and pay everybody what they were supposed to get paid, because I just wanted to really put this show on, because I felt like this community needed to see it. And I feel like they needed to see the wave of wrestlers and stuff like that. But that's the gist of it. Yeah, Rich says, oh, okay, hold on. I'm gonna read the comments real quick. All right. House says, you want to do something meaningful and special. The money doesn't matter when you have passion. And that's the thing. with wrestling, so most of the time, most of us break even if we have a crazy crowd or if we have a lot of sponsorships and stuff. And I have a sponsorship with Limelight Comic Studios. Shout out to them. Shout out to David. Like, he's been there for a while. Shout out to Young Expressions, the cookies, the penny for your thoughts. Shout out to them. Shout out to Limelight Entertainment Studios and stuff like that. They have banners that I put on my ring and stuff like that. And it's great that they even give back, because even David, I met him through a Christian group, and we've talked. And then C Red has been a very important part of my life as a brother in Christ and also as a brother in wrestling and stuff like that. And then to see him do stuff for me that I didn't even ask, it touches my heart every time. And he messaged me last night and was asking me for a printout of everything. And I told him that the show might be canceled. And then I got to turn around and tell him that it's canceled. Rich says, sounds shady to me. Yep. Call him and them. Tell you. All parties in Gym 2. Yeah. Gym 2 usually has people's birthday parties and stuff like that. And you're saying I had to rent the whole thing out. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. Any other promoter would have charged them or make them leave. Yeah. And then, like I said, the money is a very important part, because that money did go into future shows or whatever. And I would actually pay my wife because of what she did and stuff like that. But it used to go to future shows to make sure I'm paying for people, making sure that I wanted to pay people more too. That was another thing. I wanted to pay people more to show appreciation. And gas prices are going crazy. So the kids on the other side, this is from Rich, the kids on the other side were going crazy for the show. And that's the thing. You don't know who you motivate. And this kind of stuff happened. Rashawn says, definitely feeling you, bro. Shout out to you and everything you do, brother. Appreciate you. But yeah. Oh, Lordy. I just well, this weekend I'm gonna spend time with my wife. And I'm not saying that as a complaint. I love my wife. I love everything she continues to do for me, for our business and stuff. She talks to me and stuff like that. So, we'll be strong about this. All I ask for everybody is just patience and prayers. Not no money, none of that. Patience and prayers, man. We're going to figure out what we're going to do. If we find a venue that is fair to us and treat us right, we treat them right. If we do our own thing, we do our own thing. It'll be an uphill battle, but it makes us stronger when we get to the top. So always remember that. Just because everything doesn't go your way doesn't mean that plan shifted or that plan is not going to happen. Sometimes we do need patience and prayer, and sometimes we need to learn how to be still. Maybe this was it. I don't want to say because I'm going through so much stuff right now. But like I said, if you know anybody that's trying to do something big for this summer, that's trying to do something for back to school or anything, a convention or anything, let us know. I'll get my people. We'll get together. We'll try to do a show and stuff like that. C3 Ultimate Wrestling will not go down. You can't stop it. You will not stop it. You will not do something. I've let some people talk me and myself out of one of the passions that I had when I was younger. Wrestling is the best one I have, besides my love for God and my wife. We not stopping. So, like I said, I didn't want to keep you guys long. I was about to stop at 45 minutes. Shout out to everybody that has commented. Shout out to everybody that's commented on Facebook. If you haven't, make sure you subscribe to C3 Ultimate Wrestling. Make sure you subscribe to the Take It Home podcast. I'm bummed out, but we'll be okay. I will be all right. Hammond is not the move right now. So we're going to make our own move. So I hope you guys are having a good evening. Mike Allen says, it is what it is. Hard to run there. It isn't worth running there. You will find the right place, sir. Shout out to you, Mike. Shout out to you. I appreciate that. I appreciate all the work. I appreciate all the support, all the prayers. Everybody saying that, the encouragement. I appreciate that. I was encouraged by my brother Arthur today. And I told him I didn't want to hear it, but he meant it. He said, it's not just a waste. Sometimes it is a learning experience. I didn't want to hear that at first, but yeah. Shout out to my brother. Shout out to my brother. Shout out to you. Shout out to C Red. Shout out to David. Shout out to House. Shout out to Mike. Shout out to Rashawn. Shout out to Kel. Shout out to what's the name? I don't want to say the name. Shout out to David. Shout out to Miss Harrison. Your boy, your boy. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to Rich. There is a YMCA in Hammond. You could. I'm gonna try to stay away a little bit from Hammond because some of these spots, they don't call back, and some of them it's a runaround on what they want to do and what it is, because sometimes they want to put their money in the bank too and try to take cash out instead of trying to give back and stuff like that. So like I said, I am trying. I'm trying some spots, and some are calling back. There's some spots in Gary. Gary has some nice looking spots. So Gary is the projected plan, but I will be looking at other areas in Griffith and stuff like that. Maybe even South Holland if I have to. David says, what about the sports complex? The sports complex, I try to do them after one time with Gene, and they directed me back to Gene. So they're not letting me do that. It was funny how the first time you were canceled, it was at the same time yeah, that was the same. I had no issues with gear now. I'm good with gear. Sirius says, you want a hug? No, I don't want no hug. I don't want no hug. I don't want no hug. Definitely don't want no hug. I love you though. Happy birthday. My God. Okay, and that's when Mike said something. Okay, so all right, I'm caught up to the comments. Stop it. Stop it. We'll bounce back. Like I said, for even Kev showing how passionate he is as a fan, and then even be a part of the wrestling company C3 Ultimate Wrestling, and stepping up and doing promo stuff, and also interviewing Larkin and Stone, and then the second show he's supposed to host the first one, and then now I gotta sit here and say, hey bro, we're gonna have to wait. That sucks, man. Shout out to you, Art. I was just talking about you. God bless you, brother. I was talking about your motivation that I didn't want to hear. Shout out to you, Heather. I keep my head up. My head will be up. We will be okay. I will be okay. It just sucks, man. It just sucks. I don't want to say the healing part, but the getting over part, which I will. I will totally get over. I got kids that look up to me. I don't want them to think that it's just okay to be just sad and moping all the time. Sometimes you gotta overcome these obstacles, man. God has given us dominion and authority over certain situations like this. You can either let it break you, or you can let it make you. And sometimes you have to learn from it. You say, one of the things I learned is, everybody's not your friend. Sometimes people say things to make nice with you, and then they take advantage of it, or they'll give you a hard time, or they'll feel like you're the next big thing, and then they find something else better and then just dump you in the trash. But we're not trash, so it happens. All right, y'all. I'm gonna try to leave, but y'all keep commenting, y'all. I don't mind it though, because I'm off. But Art. Mark said he still wants to smoke. Art, you funny, bro. You need some Skittles and Mike and Ice. Hey, Mike and Ice. Hey, man, stop, man. I gotta cook, man. Stop playing with me. Anyway, like I said, shout out to everybody that's in the chat. Stop commenting, please. Please stop commenting. I'm about to go. Like I said, I'm gonna go back to the picture. Like I said, for the information, like if anybody have any parties, celebrations, somebody got out of jail, yeah, we'll go there. We'll we'll put on the show. Make sure you subscribe to the channels. If you guys have any ideas, anybody want to do, stop, Kev. stop, Kev. But yeah, if you know anybody, hit me up, or have them hit me up, or whatever like that. We just trying to do some things. We're trying to give back to the community. We also trying to put wrestling in a more positive light. We want to eat off of this and everything like that, but we also want to serve, and that's like one of the things that we're supposed to do, is we're supposed to serve. So Kev, stop with the comments, y'all. Please stop. Stop, because I hate exiting off and people are still commenting, because I don't want to see it seem like I'm hanging up on them, and I don't want to do that. Fingers crossed you find a new venue. I will. I'll find a new venue, or if not, we find our own building. Shout out to you, Summer. Shout out to you. So, I'm going to leave now. All right, my baby sleep. I can play some video games. I can watch wrestling. I can still study on my wrestling. I got some more stuff. David, those fruit snacks. Dave says something. David Kraft says something. Come up here, let me know. Appreciate it. Dave said those fruit snacks. I don't have no fruit snacks. Mark, those are my fruit snacks. Was really wanting to see this. See, yeah. You guys know that I did. Me and my wife, she purchased the ring, and I bought like the accessories and stuff like that. We were ready, so that's why I'm saying like for that, we got time for a show. We don't have to rent a ring from anybody. Thank God. We can bring a ring to you guys. We can bring a ring to the house, or if you have a facility you want to rent, I wouldn't recommend having right now. But if you do have a facility that has like a warehouse or something for a wrestling ring, we have that. We just got to make sure the legal part of it is good with the insurance and everything like that, and everything is fully covered. So we do have a ring. We don't have to pay for a ring rental. You can straight pay us, and we can do that. So that's a positive about it. We got our ring. We were happy to see what we were going to do, and it'll be pushed back a little bit. We'll probably put up the ring in the backyard and bump around a little bit, to knock some dust off, because there's some spots I can practice at, but it's a little too far, and I'm trying to get back in shape. I know round is a shape, but I want to be a better shape. Like I said, I want to be buff, but I keep thinking about the buffet. It happens. You get what I'm saying? It truly happens. And, when you're curling, next thing you're curling curly fries. It happens. So that's what I'm saying. I'm just trying to do a little better. So, all right, I'm leaving now. Now y'all got me acting like what C Red said I was a pastor that say I'm always closing and then I never close. But yeah, I gave you guys 7 more minutes. Stop commenting. You know what? I'm gonna have to go. I love y'all. I love y'all. Let's do a show at your house. I was gonna do it, but nah, I'm not. It'll be too many people, and I don't want a lot of people in my house. No offense to everybody. I love y'all and stuff like that. But yeah. All right. Love you too, David. Willie, it's the drama. I talked about. Shout out to you. God bless you as well, and your family, your beautiful family. Art says stop being nice. Yeah, Art is my brother. If y'all don't know, that's my brother. Y'all don't. That is my brother, and I'm going to get off because he's going to make me go there. I'm not doing that. So God bless you all. I love y'all. If y'all want to talk about anything else, message me or anything like that. I'm praying for y'all. I'm here for y'all. If y'all want to talk about anything, just let me know. I just love y'all. Thank y'all for the love. Thank y'all for the support. This touches my heart deeply, and I appreciate that. All right, Kel. God bless you, brother. We gonna make it. We gonna make it. We gonna make it. Anyway, all right. I gotta go. All right. God bless y'all. This is Chris Classic. Let's take it home. Keep my head up.